Stair layout practical. In this video, we're going to show how to do a practical stair layout using just pieces of paper. The first thing we're going to have is a set of stairs going from one surface to another or one floor to another. In this case, I've chosen my kitchen table. So I'm going to go from my kitchen floor to my kitchen table. So I need to know what that height is. So the distance from the floor to the top of the table is 30.4375 inches. The 0.375 is the same as 7/16 of an inch. I just converted it to a decimal. So that is the measurement which we are going to use for our total rise calculation. So now we take the total rise and divide it by the ideal unit rise, which is 7. This will give us a number of risers, which is 4.3482 risers. Now we're going to take the 4 risers and divide that by our total rise. That will give us the actual unit rise for each step. Now you're going to take a piece of paper, and from one corner of that paper, you're going to measure vertically along the 8.5 inch side, the 7.6 inches, which is roughly about just a little less than 5/8 of an inch, and you're going to make a mark. On the bottom horizontal edge, you're going to measure over 10 inches from the corner and make a mark. Then you're going to take your ruler and go from on the diagonal from the 2 marks and make a line. Now, using a pair of scissors, cut along that diagonal line and you should end up with a triangle. Now you're going to need about 4 or 5 pieces of paper that are taped along the long edges together in a row. Just try to make sure that the edges are straight from the next. Now take the triangle that you cut out and place the hypotenuse edge along the bottom edge of the paper approximately 2 inches or so away from the right hand side edge of the long strip. You're now going to mark the other sides of the triangle onto the long strip of paper using a marker or a pen. Repeat this 3 or 4 times in a row, going from one point to the next, as shown. When you're done marking off, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 risers, and you'll see that the top section is on the right and the bottom section is on the left. Once you've done that, then you're going to mark off the areas which you're going to cut out. Once cut off, it should look like this. Once you're done, you need to verify that your calculations were correct. So you're going to put the stair stringer up in a proper position so it is touching the upper floor where it should be level and touching the bottom floor where it should always be level as well. This concludes the stair layout practical tutorial.